deed put calls into Crystal Palace over Guéhi. This isn't just newspaper speculation or Twitter rumors. Arsenal have actually contacted Palace to understand the situation. That's a real, tangible step in the transfer process. Now here's where the plot thickens. Guéhi's contract situation is absolutely crucial to understanding this whole saga. He's going to leave Crystal Palace on a free transfer in the summer. Let me repeat that. A free transfer. £0. Nada. That changes the entire dynamic of the situation. Romano explained that there are several clubs prepared to sign Guéhi on a free transfer when summer rolls around. And we're not talking about mid-table clubs here. We're talking about the elite of European football. Liverpool are definitely in the mix. Bayern Munich from Germany are interested. And of course, Arsenal made those calls a few weeks ago to understand Guéhi's situation. Romano's exact words were that there will be a crazy battle in the summer over a free deal. Think about that for a second. A proven Premier League defender, England international, available for absolutely nothing except wages and signing bonus. That's the kind of deal that gets directors of football salivating. But wait, there's more. Manchester City have entered the picture, and they want to do the deal now, not in the summer. Right now, in January. Why the urgency? Well, City have been hit with some serious injury problems. Ruben Dias is out injured. Josko Gvardiol is also dealing with an injury. Suddenly, Pep Guardiola's defensive options look a lot thinner than they did a few weeks ago. So City are very keen on Marc Guéhi, according to Romano. They want to pull the trigger now rather than wait for the summer free-for-all. That puts pressure on everyone else. If City swoop in with a January bid that Palace accepts, all those summer plans go out the window. Now, Crystal Palace are going to want good money for their player. Even though Guéhi can leave for free in 6 months, Palace hold all the cards right now. If a club wants him in January to help with their title push or injury crisis, they're going to have to pay up. It's basically a case of who is willing to pay and pull the trigger first. Let's talk about whether this move makes sense, because this is where it gets really interesting from a tactical and career perspective. From Arsenal's point of view, Guéhi strengthens the squad. There's no doubt about that. He's a quality defender, proven in the Premier League, good on the ball, strong in the air, and still relatively young with room to improve. For Mikel Arteta, he would be a strong signing to add depth and quality to the defensive options. But here's the million-pound question. Does this move make sense for Marc Guéhi himself? This is a decision that could genuinely define his career. Arsenal already have incredible strength in depth and defense. We're talking about Gabriel and William Saliba as the established center-back partnership. And let's be real here. Those two are simply not getting dropped. They've been one of the best center-back pairings in the entire Premier League. They're young, they're settled, they understand each other perfectly. So where does that leave Guéhi? He'd be coming in as a backup option. Now, some players are perfectly happy with that role, especially at a big club where you can win trophies and earn good money. But Guéhi is at a stage in his career where he needs regular football. He's an England international. He has ambitions of playing at World Cups and European Championships. To do that, he needs to be playing week in, week out. Under Arteta at Arsenal, with Gabriel and Saliba ahead of him, he's simply not going to get that regular playing time. Sure, there are cup games and rotation, but we're talking about maybe 20 to 25 appearances a season at best, and many of those would be as a substitute or in less important matches. Compare that to what he could get at a club like Liverpool or Manchester City, where the situation might be different. At Liverpool, he could potentially challenge for a starting spot immediately. At City, with their injury crisis, he might walk straight into the team. Those scenarios offer him much more guaranteed playing time. There's also the England national team angle to consider. Gareth Southgate, and now whoever is managing England, they pick players who are playing regularly at the highest level. If Guéhi is sitting on Arsenal's bench for large parts of the season, his England place could be at risk. That's a huge consideration for any player with international ambitions. The article raises an interesting question for fans. What's the maximum fee Arsenal should pay for Guéhi in January, considering they can sign him for free in the summer? Some fans suggest anything around 30 to 35 million pounds is fair game. Others say 30 million pounds tops. Because why would you pay much more for someone who's available for free in 6 months? One fan pointed out that anything more than that range might seem like a lot for a backup player. Another fan said Arsenal shouldn't mug themselves off with a pending free agent. These are smart observations. If you're Arsenal, you have to weigh up whether getting Guéhi 6 months early is worth 30 million pounds or more. The counter-argument is that 6 months can be crucial in a title race. If Guéhi's presence in January helps Arsenal win the Premier League, then 30 million pounds suddenly looks like the bargain of the century. But if he barely plays and they finish second anyway, it looks like money wasted that could have been spent elsewhere or saved entirely. There's also the issue of squad harmony to consider. One fan made an excellent point about having too many big-name center backs, potentially leading to problems. If you got Gabriel, Saliba, and Guéhi all competing for 2 spots, someone is going to be unhappy. Managing that becomes Arteta's problem, and it could disrupt the balance that's made Arsenal so solid defensively. Another fan questioned why Guéhi would even consider signing for Arsenal when he could look at a team where the defense is built around him. That's a valid question. At Palace, he's the main man. At Arsenal, he'd be third choice at best. That's a massive change in status and importance. The really fascinating aspect of all this is that it shows how complex modern football transfers have become. It's not just about who pays the most money anymore. Players have to think about playing time, career trajectory, international ambitions, trophy potential, and whether they fit the system. For Guéhi, this is genuinely a career-defining moment. He's 25 years old. He's reached a level where top clubs want him, but he needs to choose wisely. A wrong move now could see him stagnate and miss out on the peak years of his career. The right move could see him winning trophies and cementing his place as an England regular for years to come. So what happens next? Well, according to Romano, we wait to see what the player decides. City are pushing hard for a January move. Arsenal, Liverpool, and Bayern are waiting in the wings for a summer free transfer. Palace want to get paid now rather than lose him for nothing. It's a proper transfer saga, and we're going to be hearing a lot more about Marc Guéhi over the next few weeks. Keep your eyes on this one, because however it plays out, it's going to have major implications for multiple clubs. That's it for today's analysis. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should Arsenal pay up in January or wait for the free transfer? Would you want United to get involved if we needed a center back? Drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, this is United HQ View, and I'll catch you in the next one.